want you to come with me. Baby, we gon' see what it's like on cloud nine. What it's like on cloud nine. What it's like on cloud nine.
My name is Zen, aka I go by Viizion, and I'm from originally from Inglewood, California, but I currently reside in like Torrance. And what I do, I would like to say, I make music, but I wouldn't just classify myself like just like a rapper or singer. I would say like I'm a vocalist in the field of music. As a career path, I've been doing it for like really like grinding and like real serious with it probably for about like 4 years. So um, 2 years after I graduated high school, but I've been rapping since like I was like a freshman in high school. Just for fun. Um, and yeah, people were like, "Man, you pretty dope. You should pursue this," and it's yeah, like when I first started, I was like, man, I'm pretty whack. I couldn't really be on beat. And then I met this guy, in senior year, my homie Brandon. Shout out to Brandon Cruz. He definitely helped me learn the musicality of of just like hip hop. He would, yeah, we just have a lot of like drill sessions and stuff like that, like throughout the summer, perfecting my craft, like my flow and my sound and just everything. But I still feel right now like I haven't perfected it. Still feel I'm a student of the craft still. I'm still learning every day, still developing my cadences and all that. So I'm still learning at this point, even though I feel like looking back, I would have never thought I could do certain things I do now. The switch that really made me uh be like, yo, I want to do this. Like this is what I am kind of like want to like destined to do. Like it made me feel that way. Was it was at a certain point, just going through the ropes, and it just I don't know how to explain it, but just clicked. Like this feels right, like this feels like what I'm meant to do. What was it? It's like after you develop like a certain like a skill set, and you're just like, man, I want to show people that I am dope and I can I could do this. It kind of it's like hip hop is real competitive, so it's like when you're dope and that you're dope, you want other people to like recognize that. You want other people to be like, man, that guy's dope. You know what I mean? Hey, like that boy can spit. So it just honestly just like, I just want to just simply show people that hey, yo, look at me, like motherfucker, I can spit. You know what I mean? Like that's when it was. But before that, it was like a lot of you know uh like work to get there. But once I reached it, I was like, now I just got to show people. At first, like when I really started rapping, like around freshman year and stuff, I used to be really into like underground and '90s hip hop. And it's funny because I used to emulate like Eminem. That was one of the people that it's funny. It actually goes way back a little bit. When I was like in middle school, I would know like the real Slim Shady, like the lyrics to it. And, I talk really fast, so my friends was like, "Man, you should be a rapper." You know what I mean? Because but around in high school, I used to rap a lot more aggressively. Like battle rap style. That New York battle rap style, like hand clapping. I like call it that hand clapping rap. Like hear like me say the next gun bar punchline rap. And then but I noticed that it wasn't a good fit for me because I don't live that lifestyle. I don't do that. So, and plus that's not even how I talk. I don't talk aggressive. Why am I rapping aggressive? And what was it? Like my influences, like like Kendrick and Andre 3000 was mostly because I really looked up to these guys. You know what I mean? Because to me, and Anderson .Paak also pretty recently, because to me these guys are more than just rappers. They're musicians. They're are real serious about like their craft. I wouldn't classify Kendrick Lamar as just a rapper. He because it takes more than just a rapper to be inducted into the Oxford Music Library, or get a Pulitzer Prize. Like that's just, you got to be more than just a rapper to do that. You got to be a musician. And same with like Andre 3000. Just his cadences and stuff. I used to just when I was a kid, I used to just look, like Hey Ya and all that growing up. I used to, just like Caroline, all the guys would say she mighty fine. I would just emulate it, because now I just, like the class of 3000, that was one of my, like the shows and stuff. I just love Andre 3000 just as a character, and he just made it like rap, to me, fun, while he was himself as well. Like he wasn't, on some like gangster stuff, or you know what I mean, yo, I'm moving weight out. Nah, he wasn't. He was just himself in the time. Yeah, and it's crazy, from that time period, with the East Coast, West Coast, and how he was on the Source and all that. He was still himself, while that New York hustler. And the the West Coast gangster rap was more of like the majority in the 90s, and that was like really running it. He still kept to himself, and I admired that like a lot about him, So, the fact that he's like his own character, and so when I try to learn how to really rap on like the beat and stuff like that, try to catch it, I was like, I'm gonna emulate him, like exactly like how he raps. I studied every, you know what I mean, like how he does his vocal inflections and everything. I wanted it to be second nature, but due to my voice and the way I talk, like is that Inglewood like West Coast like accent a little bit, it just ended up sounding like Kendrick Lamar a little. And then I realized, oh shit, he probably did the same thing. So, but I'm not also gonna sit here and lie and say, I was influenced by Kendrick too, It's funny because Brenton, shout out again, he was like, hey man, if you ever do an interview and they ask you about Kendrick Lamar and that you sound like him, just say, hey yo, who the fuck is Kendrick Lamar? I don't know that motherfucker, bro. But To Pimp a Butterfly, man, that definitely changed how like my life, honestly, like listening to that. So he definitely has a huge influence. Yeah, this song, what was it? This a track off of my up and coming album, Paid, PAYD, from LA. What was it? The song is about the dynamics between like the rich and the poor. It doesn't matter if you're on the upper class or the lower class. We're all gonna just dive in for the money.
That bull, baby. I ain't got the time. Live up every minute, make it last. Dipping on the line, ain't scared to take the dive, yeah. Risk it all, get higher. I'ma give me mine. I'ma give me sights in the finish, sights for me, sights for the fam, and the sights I'ma flip for a nice little fee. Run it back, 100 stacks, double bags, fuck a black, get my racks up. 9 to 5, make the way, want the trap funds. Like the lemon haze, now I'm backbone, thinking of a way out the labyrinth, like the backbone for the lavishness, lavish full of ideas that never ever hit, evident by the fact that I'm still here. Forever in this tenement, that's the real fear. Blame it on everything but the man in the mirror, in the man to be under them Hollywood lamps with the creme de la creme, handshake the overseer. Dagger in the smile, curve both unclear. Touches get blurred with the dollar in the field. Touches get blurred with the dollar in the. Miss me with that bull, baby. I ain't got the time. Live up every minute, make it last. Dipping Dipping on the line, ain't scared to take the dive, yeah. Risky dog, get higher, higher. I'ma give me mad. I'ma give me mad. I'ma give me mad. I'ma give me mad. Did that good life like Jesus said. Put my Yeezys on when I'm out to bed. Count the bread and the flex on these hoes like yeah. Hit the pose, get on vogue, no broke boys here. Disappear if you near, ain't got the time. Gotta meet with La Famille, I'ma skip the line. Pull up in the Porsche 911. She a dime in the price, ain't Craigslist. Ain't never checked the price in my life to spend it. All I do is swipe raise, you must be in that true lifestyle. Wanna thug a best serve for a chosen few. Oh shit, y'all mad didn't choose. You boo-hoo, go cry by the somewhere else. Blame it all on me, cause I got my wealth. Blame it all on me, cause I got my wealth. Blame it all on me, cause I got my wealth. Been through that bull, baby. I ain't got the time. Live up every minute, make it last. Dipping on the line, ain't scared to take the dive, yeah. Risky dog, get higher, higher. I'ma give me mad. I'ma give me mad. I'ma give me mad.
The way I have to like differentiate myself is, first I gotta kind of like recognize like, okay, how do I sound like, like just rapping and singing, and I gotta kind of like do a deep dive into like, my subconscious. Why am I really trying to emulate them? Because is the thing about like, you've heard the term probably like steal like an artist. You get me? And it's crazy because I do believe that to a certain degree because everything's influence. You know what I mean? Even Andre 3000, as as himself as he is, he's influenced by the likes of like Jimi Hendrix and Prince, and their influences by like Lil Richard, and then so on and so forth. I feel like influences just stems from. It's not just like one person. No, I don't think anybody's like a true original. So when I accepted that fact, I was just kind of like, I'm still gonna make music how I want to. Just like what was it? So my thing was I just got to be more versatile with my sound. I took up like singing and all that too. Just to like really diversify myself. And like this album that I'm about to put out, like it's my debut album. Party at Your Door from LA, and it really showcases. I would like to say like it really showcases my versatility. Like, there's tracks on there that's boom bap. There's tracks on there that, you guys heard that it's funk music. And there's tracks on there that's R&B. There's one track that's R&B, but they all come together in a cohesive manner. That's what, makes Viizion. Because if you hear that all throughout, like it's really hard to compare it to somebody else. You're like, oh, I hear this and this, but then the next track is like but when you put them all together, so all the ingredients, like all the influences like together, that's what makes Viizion. Yeah, like I'm I can't say and lie, like I am a product of these artists like Kendrick, Andre, Anderson .Paak, even like Eminem and Nas and all them. Like I am a product of them. It's a lot of soul searching, and also just muting, making like the comparisons like background noise a little bit, and not let it get to me because what was it? It's when I first heard that I really sound like Kendrick Lamar. Like honestly, it felt good. Kendrick is one of the greatest rappers of this generation, if not the greatest, and being compared to the GOAT. You get me? Like, if I'm not gonna lie, it boosted my ego a little bit. I was like, wow, man, like, that's what's up. And even compared to Andre 3000, that was like a bigger, like, I was like, yo, thank you. But after a while, it got kind of like repetitive. Man, you sound like Kendrick. Oh, you sound like Kendrick, man. You sound like, like a borderline, like I at one point I was like, dang, like do I really? And then I have to watch like how I talk, because I'm like, yo, I'm Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Like, then am I talking like that? Like every time I vocalize?
How's your day
going? But I just have to realize like how I talk is how I talk. Like I'm giving you guys like this. I'm not putting on a voice.
You know what always makes me feel better?
we can. I think that's my phone. Is that it?
Yeah,
that's my phone. Let me turn it off. I'm sorry. You know, yeah, it just goes back to a lot. Like, am I really like trying to talk like him or not? And I was like, nah, like this, talk like this because, you know, I grew up in Inglewood, you know, Inglewood, Compton, you know, like that was West Coast, you know, like Snoop talk like this, Nipsey Hussle, you know what I mean? It's just that kind of like laid back West Coast, you know, like swagger, you know. It's a regional sound, you know, and I'm like, I can't help how I talk. That's just how I talk. It's a whole cultural shock though when I moved to Torrance, and then, you know, and me being Asian and stuff like that, and then going over there, and they're like, the fuck? Like other Asian kids were like scared of me. I'm like, how you doing? Like they were not expecting that. They were just like, why you talking like that, man? So, you know, that was the only thing, like, you know, but yeah. Does my culture really like influence my music? What was it? The way I'm spicing up these tracks a little bit. Yeah. But what was it? To a what was it? A certain degree, like yes, and then like it's always been kind of weird for me, like with my what was it? Because I've always came off as racially ambiguous, like to people. You know, I suffer from what's called in the industry Bruno Mars syndrome. You know, so where people are like, "What are you, bro?" You know, because I've gotten a lot of what was it? I've been mistaken for a lot of other ethnicities. I've been mistaken for Polynesian, what was it? Dominican, Puerto Rican, Black and Filipino, Black and Asian, Black and Mexican, and you know, so what was it? It's always been like kind of like this. Dang, I don't really fit, you know, any like a mold. Because even with like Indian. You know what I mean? When I walked in here and if I told you, hey, I'm Indian, you would be like,
no idea.
Yeah, you would be like, what? You know, like.
You're telling me right now and I'm tripping, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, people don't, you know, expect, you know, when I tell them that, like, you know, I'm Indian, like, yo, what the heck? Bro, like, I'm Indian, man. Like, I'm Burmese Indian, like, you know. So it's always been kind of like that. And plus, you know, growing up in Inglewood, all I saw and, you know, all I've, you know, my, like what I was considered like my people and stuff from my neighborhood was Black and Hispanic. You know, I was like the only Asian kid probably up until freshman year. And what was it? The only other Asian person that was there was my ex. So it was hilarious. You know, shout out to her, you know, for breaking my heart and, you know, and then that led me into this. So, you know, yeah. Whoever you are, I hope you're doing good. But yeah, she was like half Asian and like, you know, Hispanic, I believe. And but yeah, I was just, you know, just stoked to see another like, you know, Asian person like in Inglewood. I was like, oh shit, you know, you want, you know, you me, like, you know. But it's funny because she was like, when I moved to Torrance, like I'm like, oh, there's a lot of me's here. And I realized I mean, like, yo, I don't look like y'all. Or I didn't know I looked like, you know what I mean? Because they're like, well, what the, you don't get your Puerto Rican looking ass out of here. You're not one of us. And then I felt like, you know, I was like, dang, that hurts. This is paid. This is an acronym for Party at Your Door from LA. Pretty much the meaning behind this song is, you know, like, you know, I got some songs that you could party to, but, you know, and I'm also from LA. But don't get it twisted, because, you know, I'm still trying to get paid out here, you know. Dominoes, I ain't tryna fall, this shit, rock and roll. Party at your door from LA, Party at your door from LA, Party at your door, Rambo with the commas, don't care about no decimals. Ayy, on my grind, while y'all jumping on my testicles. Ayy, I been low, somewhat undetectable, like extraterrestrials, the antidote. No, this ain't Travis though. This that dose that make you raise like banner, throwing tantrums so incredible. Admiral, gotta focus like a 9mm, cause the rim do 1/5, tryna live in the moment. Dominoes, I ain't tryna fall, this shit. Rock and roll, party at your door from LA,
Party at your door from LA, from LA. Party at your door. Breakdown. Look, I like to welcome y'all to the paid after party, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to get paid after this party. But for now, I just wanna. Say what? Come again. Say what? Back to the brim, yeah. I've been up the whip like what? And you know when the midnight hit, we on. Living on sideways, dripping the night shit, taking to the highway, ice in the dialect, dripping on the highway, just another night. Up until 6, man, the men they gonna down. This that life we chose, break them fall like M for the drill, knowing the reals, how we living, feel me, ah! Dominoes, I ain't tryna fall, this shit, rock and roll. Party at your door from LA, from LA. Party at your door from LA, from LA. Party at your door. Ah!
The biggest fear that I have to face, and you know, I'm still like really like new in the industry. I barely, you know, like put my big toe in, you know. So like it's the fact that you know, people are like, you know, because hip hop, you know, it's primarily like it's black culture, you know. And you know, my whole thing was, man, I don't want people to think if I do funk music or soul music that I'm appropriating, you know what I mean, to a certain degree. And because, you know, I love to, you know, do this. This, you know, this is my role and stuff like that. So pretty much I don't want them to come at me like they came at, you know, Bruno Mars. So, you know, the whole thing about him being, you know, like cultural appropriator and stuff like that. And then I was just kind of like, oh no, they can do that to Bruno. What they gonna do to me? Like it was more like that. But I just, you know, like over time, you know, I'm still young, but like I have to realize, you know, I just got to kind of be myself, you know, and I can't then, you know, and stand my ground on why I'm really in this like industry, you know, like am I really like I have to ask myself the big questions, you know, before anybody else can. Am I really appropriating, like, and you know, exploiting this culture? No, you know. Do I truly love, you know, like you know, rapping, and is this truly your passion? Yes, because I put in a lot of time and effort, you know, just like everybody else, you know. So are you appropriating? Like, no, I'm appreciating. You know what I mean? This is I just want, you know, to be a part of it, the movement. That's all. The horizon, you know, that I'm working towards right now is what was it? You know, I just so, you know, right now if you look through my discography, you won't see that there's a lot of gaps in between my releases. You know what I mean? And I want to like change that, because my thing has always been like, you know, well, me and my like homie like Brandon, you know, then thing with music is like we want like quality over quantity. You know, all the tracks you've heard, like, you know, this wasn't just like 1 day, 2 days. You know, these were months in the making. All this, and you know, entire albums essentially like a year in the making. You know, so you know, it takes a lot of time for me to really perfect, you know, my sound and stuff. So I would like to like kind of like speed it up a little bit. That's, you know, what I'm trying to like, my goal is this year, like with this album, you know, conduct more interviews and conduct, you know, like such as this to promote and just be out there more, because, you know, I'm not, my face isn't really there. I'm so like one track minded, literally, no pun intended. See what I did there? Cause one track music, yeah. But that like when I make like I'm really into the music. It's like I'm so focused on that and perfecting it that I forget that, you know, I'm also, you know, this is an industry. This is a, you know, a brand. Like I am a brand, you know, and you know, because I get so lost in the music. 'Cause I love making music, you know, and then I forget about that. So I'm just like, oh, now I got to work on my branding, how I look, how I'm gonna come across in interviews, you know. Yeah, just like everything. Just, you know, I guess, yeah, the short answer is, you know, I got to work on my branding, and but still keep, you know, making music as well. Just a balance. Why hip hop? Well, like it just came from like us, going back to like Inglewood and stuff. It goes back a long time. Just hearing it like my neighbors, barbecues. You know what I mean? Hearing Tupac, Biggie, and being played. Like hearing like what was it, like Earth, Wind and Fire, and like the Isley Brothers and all that. Just like, and just hearing it, I like not even in my own house, but just a little kid just peeping out like, oh yo, what the heck? That's crazy, and walking down the street and just people, in the like low riders, bumping music, like hip hop and stuff, just cruising. You know what I mean? A lot of these things like it like it's nostalgia to me, and it stayed with me. And at the lunch table, the freestyles, you get me? Like it's weird because most I never even partake in those because I was way too introverted. I was like, oh, they going, because in Inglewood, if you do something, if you're whack, or you like do something, if you're wearing some fake shoes or whatever, they're quick to clown you, like man, if you don't get out of here with them, yeah, I was what was it, hella sharp with my roast though, but witty with that, but I wasn't rapping because I knew if I started, it was like, man, I wasn't even good, but even just hearing that, I'm like, what the next person's gonna say, like, oh, and just being a part of it, it just feels like it was just natural, if that makes sense, because now if I grew up in Tokyo, and it wasn't like, it was a whole different environment, and what was it? And let's just say, like J-rock is the thing, J-rock is like Japanese rock music, that's the thing, and I like, I'll probably be doing Japanese rock music, because that's what I'm influenced by, you know what I mean? So yeah, like Inglewood definitely, like influenced me into, getting into hip hop, because there was a huge hip hop presence in Inglewood. It's just as simple as that. If that makes sense. I always said, like, if I wasn't a rapper, I want to be a comedian because I love comedy. I love stand up. You know what I mean? Like Dave Chappelle to me is like one of my like favorite, like actually celebrities of all time. Like I want to meet Dave Chappelle before some of my favorite rappers. Like just the way his thought process is, and how he's able to. He's like a it's like he's not really a comedian. He's like a philosopher, but his philosophy and stuff like that, people just laugh like, that's funny. But it's like, nah, it really makes you think. So, that like, it's weird because I'm influenced by the way he just tells jokes. So I kind of just, incorporate it like how I am just as a person too, it's definitely, been a journey and stuff. And I guess, if I'm going to shout out something, this right here is coming soon, like shout out to my team, like Laura Jackson, Brandon Cruz, Zulema Palencia, they definitely helped me, build my brand and everything. So, shout out to y'all. But yeah, this is coming soon. This is a prototype, but once that's, put together fully, yeah, the Vision merch, yeah, it's in the works. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I still haven't changed it yet, but you can reach out to me at Vision is Born. That's VIIZION is Born on Instagram, and just VIIZION on all platforms. You'll see me with this bucket hat, looking into the camera. Yo, it's Cloud9. It's out now on all platforms. And Cloud9 is just it's just me trying to search for that like peacefulness, that happiness, you know what I mean? That Cloud9. And sometimes we feel like we try to like find true happiness, but it always ends up being like a mild sense of delirium. And it's kind of like a confliction between really trying to find true happiness, but really never like experiencing it, but still looking for it. If that makes sense.
want you to come with me. Baby, we gon' see. We gon' see what it's like on cloud 9. What it's looking like. What it's like on cloud 9. What it's like on cloud 9. Baby, we gon' see. When the morning comes, the morning's done. Ay, hear the morning does. Orchestrate a more for song that's more related to you. I toss and turn and just choose to ignore the sound as the usual. Don't process psycho computers, no. It's a language I don't know. Super cryptic like a code with multiple firewalls. Whoa. Ain't tryna trigger nothing. When I get triggered, I'm running the other way, not looking face to face. I just want you to come with me. Baby, we gon' see what it's like on cloud 9. What it's like on cloud 9. What it's like on cloud 9. Baby, we gon' see. I saw yesterday, my mind by spit elevate. Hit the sky, it's a right feeling like I'ma just levitate. Ayy. You see sipping, green the better days matching the rhythm. Never use sight, chilling on top of the ceiling. The feeling is right like you in disguise, creeping on me when I least expected. Heard it through the vine. You like dustin', helping, toughin', any sourness inside. Now you all the way gone. Bad reception under tunnels. It ain't subtle when you disappear. Like why? I just want you to come with me. Baby, we gon' see what it's like on cloud 9. What it's like on cloud 9. What it's like on cloud 9. Baby, we gon' see. Want you to come with me. Baby, we gon' see what it's like on cloud 9. What it's like on cloud